Good.
Yeah, everybody's good. Thanks
Sounds
for
good.
asking. Yeah, it's Saturday, so it's always the honeydew list and errands, and I've got a ton of work to get caught up on. So,
Oh, you're busy? Really? You would think I'm just kidding.
uh,
So, so we're live. Kevin Eastman's here with us. He's spending a little time again. We always appreciate having you on. I really do appreciate you coming to say hi. Um, so
absolute pleasure, Phil. Nice to be here.
we'll get right into it. Lost Years you wrapped up. Congratulations on another successful series.
It was
And
definitely it was our you know prequel, sequel, prequel kind of series as we spent time developing the last one on two Re-Evolution, which has been um, uh, an accomplishment where we're very story first kind of motivated, and that's what's the most important to us. So it was coming up with a story that makes um, Tom and I happy and make the story work the way we want it to work is key, and we'll sort of roll it out from there and hope you guys feel the same.
So the Lost Years, it ties up all the kind of unknown loose threads and stuff that go on between Last Ronin and prior to Last Ronin, etc. And you've really developed this new world and this new continuity. And of course, as we know with the sequel, there's the new generation that's going to come out after Last Ronin 2. Is there going to be any like continuity book with the new timeline going along parallel with what's currently going on, or?
Great question, and it's really it really does come down to if we do our job and if you guys like it, that we'll have the opportunity. We do, as we built out part two, we also we look at it like a Star Wars trilogy, I guess, if you will. New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. That kind of. So there was definitely a third part that we would do similar as a graphic novel, 5 issues, 40 pages each, 200-page story. Given the opportunity, if we do our job well with the second series, if fans want us to do another one, we've got solid ideas for that. Beyond that, if there's going to be any kind of regular continuity, and we've certainly seen it work in some cases where you have multiple titles under Batman or Spider-Man or things like that. So, but for right now, we don't want to. We're pretty happy with the ongoing series, what Sophie Campbell's been doing and where that's going as we map out the road to 150. Right now, our horizon is all Last Ronin 2. So it's like we're not trying to think too far beyond that right now.
Well, you're working your way to an omnibus at this point. You keep putting out the series. But
A big one. It could be a weapon. So,
yeah, but that's one of the things I appreciate about you is as much as you're an icon and a legend in the industry as far as your resume, your status,
yeah,
you're a fan. You're a fanboy. And
very much.
only you would say if we deliver, as opposed to expecting everybody to just come out. But the truth is, that's why you deliver, because you're a fanboy too. You're writing at a passion, as well. And I think that's why you're successful and people resonate with that. Having said that, do you have like all these ideas that with this universe, this timeline that you have, that if you get the go ahead, we have plenty of ideas to put out there?
There's there's always plenty of ideas. Some are better than others. What I love is the creative um, wheelhouse that we get to enjoy. Speak for Tom and myself and IDW, in that Tom and I have a lot of ideas of individual, say, a mini series or something we'd like to do and explore this aspect of this character a bit more, this idea a bit more, and it's almost like you have to nudge some of that stuff aside a little bit and focus on the one in front of you, because otherwise you can get distracted. um, but then we also get to work with some, Eric Burnham, who's always done such a fantastic job with, Turtles Universe and different miniseries. He's currently working on the Saturday morning revival that we've done. That's
Right.
all new stories in that series. Paul Allure has done some great stuff over the years. There's been a lot of people that have come in and brought some really great concepts into that IDW
Right.
universe. So it's always, and one spark leads to another, and that's the fun stuff too, is seeing where that leads. And looking for those happy accidents, I guess.
Like I said, I told you I was a musician, and half the times some of the accidents became like the best takes. They're like, no, 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 don't redo that. Stay with that. So
Yeah,
happy accidents is a good thing in every medium. But
100%.
Andy Doyle says hello. What's up, Andy?
Hey, Andy.
He runs the Turtles, one of the Turtles groups on Facebook, so he's a big fan.
Fantastic. Hey, Andy.
Um, so when you have all these ideas bouncing around, who's your go-to to rein you in?
Say that.
When you have all these ideas and you're trying to focus because you want to do this and I want to do that and I'm looking at that, who reins you in? Who like brings you in and says, "Okay, we're going this way"?
It's that's a good question, because it is, and for us, it's we Tom and I, when we honestly, even though say Last Run and One was left with the open door to continue on, we weren't sure at the time we wrote it, because we didn't know it would be the success that it was, or be received as well as it was. And so when you look at, well, we could do this one, but we really had such a great time on Last Ronin. Let's dedicate, let's set the other couple aside right now. Let's do Lost Years and Lost Day leading into Last Ronin. So once we made that decision, because Tom and I write and do a lot of the stuff together, that becomes the focus. You still get a little distracted by, an inkling over here and an idea, but you have to stay on point with the things that, once you make a commitment to the fans, like we in Comic-Con this year was like, here's what we are doing and here's what you can expect. And certainly with the schedule of Last Run and One, which was delay after delay as we sort of muddle through aspects of COVID and life and losing an artist and everything. But this one, we want it to be bi-monthly, on time, on schedule, and have them count on that. So that's really the primary focus, is making sure we get our job done and have a good time doing it too.
Yeah, because I know as a writer, I'm excited about things that I know are coming up later, but
Yeah.
it's going to take time to get there.
Yep.
And you have to fight the urge to get there too quickly for
Yes.
pacing. Do you fight that urge? Do you deal with that all the time, with that exuberance of like, I want to get to there. That's going to be cool.
Absolutely. No, that's an ongoing battle. That is, and for years we used to, certainly with the ongoing series, when Tom and I were working on that, because a lot of times we'd be, 3 issues ahead, or sometimes 4 issues ahead, depending. So sometimes when we'd do an interview, we'll be on a panel, and the current issue on the stand is, say, issue 51, but we're already on issue 55. We know where it's going, and somebody would ask a question and go like, "Oh, well, oh shit, we don't want to be spoilers." So yeah, but it is that is a careful thing. If you're writing a story, you need to very specifically hit your beats, hit your plot points, be crafty enough and clever enough to make sure you reveal them when you need them to be revealed. That cliffhanger at the end of issue 1, those kind of things. So it is, it's definitely a balance, and it takes a while to figure that out.
And when you do have production meetings, like, do you bring in the people from the regular continuity book? Like, because even though it's prequel, things have to line up and make sense, and you have to be careful that they don't do something there that totally derails where you go at Last Ronin. Or do you say, let's do the Marvel way, and it's a multiverse, and we could just, excuse it?
It's definitely the Marvel, the multiverse approach, in that, because of the different turtle universes, we mentioned just even the Saturday morning aspect, the ongoing
Right.
IDW, which is a collective foundation of multiple turtle universes that appeared before it, the different characters that are brought in to create that. And then with Last Ronin, it was done, Dark Knight style approach, where it was within a universe where those elements existed. In Roninverse, it leaned heavily towards the original Mirage Studios series.
Right.
So the things like the reincarnation aspects and things that were the foundation of the IDW ongoing universe is not part of the Roninverse, but we haven't said it isn't, and this is why. And so it's definitely a separate sort of thing going on. So no, the complexity of the ongoing series is just making sure it's staying continuity within
Itself.
itself, because we're looking at right now. Sophie's written up to issue 150, and it's fantastic. We're looking at where it's going to go after 150, because you still need to apply the rules of 150
Right.
issues that have come before, for the most part, in that series. And then,
Now, I know you have to get going. I have two quick questions.
sure.
One, is there any thoughts of a multiverse crossover event, like a large event with all the different, timelines for Turtles?
Not at this time. Not within the comic series. It's something that always it does. The opportunity to do that exists, and it's a matter of the right idea and the right time to make that happen. For now, I think it would be distracting, certainly with the plans for not only what's going on in the ongoing series up through 150, and what's going to happen afterwards, but more importantly, we're just getting into the meat of Last Ronin Part Two, Re-Evolution. So we don't want something distracting to take away from that, because that'll be a big element in the future of all things in the Ronin verse. So yeah, always a cool idea, and I love to read those kind of things, but nothing on our nothing lined up for that for us right now.
And last question, how did you like the new movie?
Loved it. It was fantastic. It was laugh out loud. I think Jeff Rowe is grew up as a fan of the Turtles. Super clever guy. I love Mitchell's versus the Machines and Gravity Falls. His work before. Seth Rogen, huge long time comic book fan. I love his movies. I think he's very clever. And Evan Goldberg, the main creative team, really pulled together something that was funny, timely, respectful in the way that the elements that they loved about what they saw in the Turtles, the heart, the soul, the family, that kind of stuff. They brought that to bear and made that the very solid foundation of the movie that they wanted to tell. And I adored it. I thought it was fantastic. It was one of those. It reminded me of the first Turtle movie, which is always and will always be my favorite, and a
Yeah.
lot like the original comic series that Peter and I did. It's very well done, very clever, and awesome.
Awesome. So Last Ronin 2, when are we looking for it?
December 1st, not first. It'll be mid-December, I believe, and then it'll be bi-monthly after that. So I think we're scheduled. Issue 5 will be out in August, just after Comic-Con. So.
Fantastic. And I'll see you at New York Comic Con in just a few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Yeah, we're in Memphis this coming weekend, and New York City Comic Con, and then we'll wrap up the year in Rhode Island this year. So, yeah, we got a bunch of friends up at the Granite State Comic Con right now, so we'll say hi to them. And Phil, it's always a pleasure talking to you. We'll talk again. We'll see you in New York.
Thank you. I will see you in New York. My birthday is the first day of New York Con, so I enjoy those days.
Awesome.
Have a wonderful day. Say hi to Courtney. Thanks for your time. Look forward to seeing you.
Same here, Phil. You take care. Appreciate you.
You too.
Right,
Bye.
thanks. Bye.
So that's the great Kevin Eastman, co-creator of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's a very busy man, so we get little snippets with him, which we love, we appreciate. He's a regular at this point at Creatorcon Q&A, so we love it. We did this live for people to come out and ask questions, but I guess Saturday afternoon's tough. You guys didn't know we were here. Anyway, you can watch the follow-up, the replay on Creatorcon event on YouTube, so you can go check that out. But anyway, Kevin is a great guy. He's one of the fans of comics, not just an icon in comics, and he's always a pleasure to talk to. If you see him at a con, very approachable. Go say hi. They sell merch. He does signatures, witness signatures as well, and things like that. Or just, he's just a cool dude to say hi and talk comics with. He's a fan too. So that's it for the short episode today. Thanks to Kevin for coming out. Thanks to Courtney for always working with us and arranging this, and Jasmine as well. Or Yasmin. I'm not sure if it's Jasmine or Yasmin. And that's it. All right, guys. Please check out I put up the new cover for Tragedy Trade Paperback by David Mack. It looks beautiful. We have the rough, which will be tightened up and finished up by Chris Pachalo. And then we've got the Bill Sienkiewicz with Alex Sinclair colors. Those covers are going to be available on the trade paperback for Tragedy. Please go sign up for Tragedy. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. If you haven't jumped on board yet, this will be a great place to jump on board. It's going to be launching probably in about a week. And if you have been collecting the whole time, there's a lot of new stuff and extra stuff that you may really like in this trade paperback, including the Tragedy Manga issue 1, which is 40 pages of story illustrated by Kenny Calderon. All right. So I appreciate you guys coming out. If you missed it, it's a 10-minute interview with Kevin. Just go back and you can watch and have it in the background even when you're talking, or writing, or drawing, or creating, whatever. And that's it. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. God bless. Be healthy. Be well. Be legendary. And have fun storming the castle.